Hello students, today we have got lecture number 6 of Principles of Management. In previous class we talked about scientific management. Today our topic is about bureaucratic management, bureaucratic management. From 1895 to 1920, when Americans were developing and improving the concept of scientific management to bring efficiency and effectiveness in the organization, the European researchers were building up the concept of bureaucratic management or bureaucracy, bureaucratic management or bureaucracy. This concept of bureaucratic management or bureaucracy was presented by Max Weber. Max Weber was a German sociologist. He lived from 1864 to 1920. The word bureaucracy is made from two French words. Bureau means desk or office. Bureaucracy, bureau. Bureau means desk or office. Cracy means to rule or to control or to influence. Or in simple words, we can say controlling from the desk, controlling from the office, ruling from the office is called bureaucracy. I'm further explaining this concept for you. Bureaucracy means that when in the organization there are tough rules and regulations for each and every process, for each and every activity, that is called bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, or we can say that bureaucracy is the exercise of control on the basis of knowledge. Bureaucracy is the exercise of control on the basis of knowledge. What does it mean, controlling on the basis of knowledge? Or we can say that the person will be on higher position who is having higher experience, knowledge and required skills. Seniority is on the basis of knowledge and skills. All the people will have to follow the rules and regulations of the senior or of the manager or CEO of the company. So it means that controlling will be in the hands of people who have got sufficient knowledge or experience. It is not on the basis of relationship. It's not like that a person who is a relative of the owner will be the controller of the organization or will be the CEO of the organization. No, it's not like that. But anybody who has got knowledge, experience and skill will be controlling the organization. This system is called bureaucracy or bureaucratic management. So now going to a little bit more detail of bureaucratic organizations, we have got some 7 characteristics of bureaucratic organization or bureaucracy. If these 7 criteria are existing in one organization, we can say that this organization is bureaucratic organization, or there is bureaucracy in the organization, or the management style is bureaucratic management in the organization. So elements of bureaucratic organization: number 1, qualification based hiring, merit based promotion, division of labor, impartial application of rules and procedures. Number 5, chain of command. Number 6, recorded in writing. Number 7, managers separate from owners. These are 7 characteristics of bureaucratic organization. Let's explain them one by one. Qualification based hiring. Obviously, it means that there is no nepotism. Nepotism, you should know the concept of nepotism. What does it mean? Nepotism, Nepotism. Nepotism. When we are hiring employees on the basis of relationship, or a person is hiring from his own family members, this process is called nepotism. While bureaucratic organization is against the nepotism, that whenever we are hiring new employees, that should be totally based on merit. We can say merit based hiring or qualification based hiring. Obviously, you see that whenever there are some vacancy announcement, it is given on different websites, in newspapers, and all the criteria is written over there. Minimum qualification, skills required, languages required, nationality, etc. All these things are given over there. So it means that the hiring is based on merit, the hiring is based on qualification, not on the basis of relationship, etc. So this is number 1 characteristics of bureaucratic organization, that there is no nepotism, there is no reference, but selection will be purely based on merit, or selection will be based on qualification. Number second, merit based promotion. Merit based promotion or promotion. In bureaucratic organization, promotion is based on merit. Merit means qualification, required skills, knowledge, achievements, experience, etc. When a person is having all these required skills, experience, knowledge, etc., he will be promoted to higher position. This is a very good characteristics of bureaucratic organization. Unlike some organization, in some organization, like we have got glass ceiling. A concept is there by the name of glass ceiling. What is meant by glass ceiling? It is totally against to the second characteristics of bureaucratic organization, which is merit based promotion. Here people are promoted on the basis of merit, on the basis of qualification, on the basis of experience, etc. But over here, people are promoted on the basis of some other criteria, not on the criteria of education, experience, etc. And a specific group of people is informally not allowed to be promoted to higher position, like people of specific race, region, nation, religion, etc. They are not promoted. They are not allowed informally to be promoted to higher position. This is called glass ceiling. So, this glass ceiling is against the characteristics of the bureaucratic organization, in which there is pure merit-based promotion. Number 3 is division of labor. Division of labor means that the work is distributed among the people. Everybody knows his duties and responsibilities, or the work is distributed among the people. Everybody has assigned his own piece of job. This is called division of labor. Number 4, impartial application of rules and procedures. Impartial. It means that the rules and regulations are applied to all without any division, it's not like that for top level managers there is no rules regulations, and for lower level manager there are rules and regulation. No. Rules and regulation is for all. This is the characteristics number 4 of bureaucratic organization, or this is the element of bureaucracy. Rules and regulations will be applied to all employees of the organization. I am giving you one example. Let's suppose there is an organization which is believing in bureaucracy, and the attendance time is 8 a.m. sharp. So from CEO to the sweeper to the security guard, all the people must be present at 8 a.m. early in the morning sharp. This is called impartial application of rules and procedures. Next we have got chain of command. Chain of command means that there is hierarchy in their organization, which we are calling in our own language silsila-e maratib. Chain of command means top CEO, then assistant, then top level manager, middle level manager, lower level manager. So there is a hierarchy, or employees are distributed in the organization according to a specific organizational chart, according to a specific pattern of the organization. That is called organizational chart or hierarchy, in which order is coming from the top and going towards down. And every employee is responsible to report to his boss. Then that boss is reporting to his own boss. So this reporting is also going from downward to upward, and order is coming from upward to downward. This is called chain of command. It's like a chain of command. So next we have got recording in writing. Recorded in writing, verbal things, verbal decisions, verbal procedures are not allowed in the organization. Whatever you are doing, whatever plan you are making, whatever performance you are completing, it must be in written form with proper proof. So this is called recorded in writing. Number 7, managers separate from owners. So obviously owners cannot interfere in the functions of management. Owner is separate and manager is separate. So owner cannot be manager of the organization, or we can also say that owner cannot interfere in the duties and responsibilities of the manager. So these are some 7 characteristics of bureaucratic organization. Today we discussed bureaucracy and bureaucratic organization presented by Max Weber. Thank you very much, students. Be with me for the next class. Khuda Hafiz.